Well, parts of Alaska have seen snow recently. Let's head over to the Weather Center with Christina Campbell.
Yes, we've received anywhere from half an inch to 4.5 inches of snow yesterday, officially bringing up our totals to well over 11.5 inches, and that's about 5 inches over our average for this time of year. We also have, as we keep an eye on Mount Spur, Katmai volcano ash advisory that was listed today from the National Weather Service. Now, this is not an eruption, but this is from previously deposited ash from a 1912 eruption that's blowing. Northwest winds are blowing the ash over Kodiak Island. So you're being advised, if you're in that area, to wear a mask or don't spend too much time outdoors. Also, the light snow continues mainly Monday night into Tuesday, and Yakutat could see some heavy snow. Right now, we do have some very, very light snow flurries that continue. We're not going to see a whole lot of accumulation. In fact, we're going to get a bit of a break before Monday night, at which point the next burst of energy will move through. Yakutat tonight through tomorrow could see heavy snow. Travel could be difficult. Right now, temperatures remain below freezing, and we're even seeing some sun breaks, primarily in the interior, but temperatures are very cold in the single digits and teens, and also bitter cold on the north slope and out in northwest Alaska. As we look ahead, we're going to see active weather move in Monday night. There you see the next snowmaker. Some spots could see a little bit of heavy snow, mainly at higher elevations, and cold temperatures continue for Fairbanks and Bethel. I'll be back with your statewide forecast in just a bit.
Thank you, Christina. Family of a lost Iron Dog racer held a memorial in his honor yesterday, Saturday, after he went missing in an ATV accident earlier this month. Reporter Joe Allgood has the story.
Sky was not one to sit down and watch life go by. Sky was life.
A community remembers one of their own.
Hardworking, compassionate, stoic. Words like that come to mind.
Words to describe Sky Wrench, who went missing in an ATV accident in early March. Survived by his family and fiancée Heidi. The two met in high school while growing up in Mat-Su.
He's also very loving. He has a sensitive soul, and he taught me how to be loved.
A lover of the outdoors and anything with a motor.
That kid was true Alaskan, through and through.
Sky participated in the 2025 Iron Dog, his machine on display at Saturday's Memorial Day.
It was like a release to him, like a therapy almost. And it was an easy way to get all of his friends together and just enjoy themselves.
A hard-working lineman who lived to play harder.
The Mama Heart couldn't handle all his adventures, and he actually sent me a picture with him wrapped in bubble wrap.
With many friends and many more memories.
There's just so many memories. It's hard to pinpoint one, I think. I don't know, I can't really pinpoint one.
Usually found in his favorite NASCAR t-shirt.
He would just always wear this. He would wear it at like the worst times. I'm like, why do you have that on right now?
And a big fan of hugs.
When Sky hugged, he hugged with his entire self. You knew that you were the most important person in that room when you were getting a hug from Sky.
So many came to remember Sky, leaving standing room only at his memorial service.
It's heartwarming, it's overwhelming. A lot of pride in my heart right now. And I just thank the community for loving him and taking him under their wings when I wasn't able to.
Heartwarming and heartbreaking.
It's been difficult. I definitely go through waves of emotions.
I do want him to come home. I don't want the search to end. I know that an active search has ended, and I get that. We want safety for everyone. We don't want anyone getting hurt. But I still, from my own heart, I need him home.
I don't want to reflect on this and think of it as such a negative thing. I want to celebrate his life for the rest of my life and always keep him in my mind and around all these people here, just to keep them alive as we can.
Joe Allgood, Alaska's news source.
President Trump's administration said it has deported hundreds of migrants affiliated with a prominent Venezuelan gang. The deportations were under a sweeping wartime authority from 1798, the Alien Enemies Act. Sunday's announcement comes after a federal judge on Saturday temporarily blocked the administration's ability to use the act. The judge ordered any planes in the air carrying some of those migrants to return back to the U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio said that El Salvador's president volunteered to imprison the alleged criminals. El Salvador's president says it has taken control of migrants and that the U.S. is paying the country $6 million to imprison the deportees for at least a year. And the president's downsizing of the Department of Education, a relatively small federal government agency, is sparking reaction. Alice Barr takes a closer look at what's at stake for America's public school students and what could be coming down the line.
And it's amazing the way people...
The Trump administration's rapid-fire cuts hitting the Department of Education this week, leaving half its staff out of a job and getting personal for parents, worried services may suffer, with 1,300 employees gone, including half the Office of Civil Rights, that takes in thousands of school discrimination complaints.
They are the watchdogs.
Parent and disability advocate Lindsay Latham anxious that will weaken federal oversight of special education programs kids like her son Calvin need.
To make sure that their kid is being treated fairly and given the opportunity to learn like any other kid. If we go backwards, we are going to see such a regression in the most vulnerable population.
While schools are run and nearly 90% funded at the state and local level, the federal education department is tasked with protecting students with disabilities, investigating discrimination, helping low-income school districts, and managing higher ed financial aid. Education Secretary Linda McMahon says those core functions will continue.
None of that's going to fall through the cracks.
While acknowledging the deep staffing cuts are a step toward President Trump's ultimate goal.
This directive to me clearly is to shut down the Department of Education.
Though that would take an act of Congress. Some welcome a shrinking federal role. Wyoming Superintendent of Public Instruction says it'll cut red tape.
Streamlining those funds to the states and putting us back in charge of our kids.
Education innovator Mackenzie Price thinks it's time to reassess and reimagine how kids learn.
What's been happening with our education system has not been working well.
Frustrated at a lack of options for her own children, she started a network of private and now charter schools, Alpha Schools, that use technology and AI to tailor to student needs.
When we allow just really more innovation, providing more options is always a good thing.
A new chapter for American education likely to fuel debate between Trump-backed school choice and traditional public school needs. In Washington, Alice Barr, NBC News.
Thanks for listening. Click subscribe so you can get the latest podcast from Alaska's news source automatically. And stay up to date with breaking news and in-depth reporting available for free 24/7 with the Alaska's news source app.